Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in an air sign. Basically motivated by intellectual concepts and social ideals. Recharges energy through social involvement and intellectual stimulation. The Sun in the Signs, Interpretive Guidelines. Sun in Aquarius. Creative energy is directed towards society's welfare and theoretical concepts, especially through innovation. Radiates friendly, people-oriented mental energy, often with a tinge of extremism. Urge to be and to create is colored by freedom, eccentricity, and experimentation. Essentially values humanity and the world of the intellect, with the need to find what's right or true. Expression of individuality can be deterred by self-effacement, overconcentration on duty, or aimless rebellion. The Moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in water signs. Reacts to changing experiences with sensitivity and emotion. Feels comfortable with self when feelings are deeply involved. Sign position of the moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Pisces. Reacts sensitively, compassionately, empathetically, evasively, vulnerably, and idealistically. Periods of unfocused, freely imaginative daydreaming help bring emotional tranquility. Needs a sense of oneness with the world and the universe to feel secure and right about oneself. Nurtures others through healing compassion and sympathy, feels secure when serving humanity or a spiritual ideal. Feelings about self are nebulous, which can inhibit self-understanding and confidence. Flows easily with changing situations. Contentment comes through giving of self and/or transcending the personal self and its fears. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science. Copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Pisces. Visionary, dreamer, romantic, sensitive, emotionally positive, with a divine discontent that nothing of this world will take away. Poetical and mystical if unafflicted. Makes a great gentleness in the person, but doesn't help in a worldly sense. Good for musicians and artists, for this gives a greatly heightened sensitivity to life. A great sympathy for the underdog. Suffering through the emotions for this position of the moon is difficult. Needs to strengthen the will in order to withstand the impact of negative vibrations from others. In a male chart, attracts a sensitive and sentimental female. Not overstrong physically. Sun-Moon Alchemy. The elemental combinations of the sun sign and the moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each Sun-Moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. Air-water combinations. Air and water together produce mist, which is a seemingly insubstantial, rather ethereal mixture. In fact, this combination of mind and emotion can produce a wonderful sense of humor and an extremely creative imagination, making for an equal interest in both sciences and the humanities, in people and things, in fact and fiction. This individual is enormously sensitive and potentially insightful, but may need to exert terrific effort in handling the real world. It is potentially a romantic, poetic combination, powerfully expressive and often theatrical. The Welsh poet Dylan Thomas, with Sun in Scorpio and Moon in Aquarius, expressed this ironic blend of mind and heart in a note about his collected poems. These poems, with all their crudities, doubts, and confusions, are written for the love of man and in praise of God, and I'd be a damn fool if they weren't. When the sun is in air and the moon in water, the individual may be a thinking type who consciously reflects upon the mysteries of life. This person thinks they are a free spirit, but soon finds out how deeply attached they have become. The Scottish birth control campaigner Marie Stopes, Sun in Libra, Moon in Pisces, was typical of the combination in her idealism, which was concerned with the realm of human values and the mysterious world of feeling and emotion. She expressed this well when she said, "There is nothing in the world I so reverence as beauty, whether of the world or of character or in a soul." Shadow. The air-water type may sometimes get confused as to whether they are thinking or feeling something. An apparently detached viewpoint may in fact be tinged with personal bias. This individual may also experience a mind-emotion split, feeling both emotionally involved and even dependent, and yet detached from the object of their affections at another level. In general, there can be a tendency for a rich imagination to remain somewhat up in the air, and for procrastination and an impractical approach to limit the possibilities of successful self-expression. If water is the stronger element, there can be intense emotionality, receptivity, and self-dramatization, but with a lack of strategy about one's creative energies. If air is the stronger element, the individual initiates well-thought-out schemes, but they may lack that touch of originality which comes from the depths of an inspired heart. To find out which element is stronger, you need to know further details about the horoscope, such as whether there are several planets in water or air. Relationships. The air-water type is interested in relating and communicating, and makes a delightful and stimulating partner. But there may be a kind of divine discontent in this individual, a sort of unconscious yearning for something more, and a sense that the grass is greener somewhere else. Relationships can be problematic because there is a need for intimacy and security, as well as for variety and change. Women with the moon in a water sign may tend to gravitate towards men with a strong water component, for they will help bring out their sense of femininity, which could otherwise get suppressed and intellectualized. For similar reasons, men with the moon in an air sign may find themselves drawn to air-type women, with whom they will feel a spontaneous affinity. It may be possible for this combination to drift into new intimacies without realizing it is even happening, and they would expect to be able to remain friends with all past lovers. Male versus female. This combination is probably best handled by females who can stay in touch with their feelings and also reflect on them without too much distress. The female role requires diffuse awareness, the ability to be aware of many different things at once, and it also requires tremendous adaptability, which this combination provides. It is likely that males will tend to polarize towards the mental and intellectual dimension, defending themselves against the overt expression of feelings. This will especially be the case when the moon is the water element. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William U. Wei's Cosmic Astrology. Copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Pisces. True believer. You are a very kind and helpful person, and you are able to identify and sympathize with almost everybody. Your innocent soul is humble, generous, and sensitive. You know the difference between right and wrong because you have an innate sense of integrity and wisdom. But your spirituality is not always synchronized with pragmatic common sense. You have no cunning or shrewdness and are completely trusting. Your faith in other is total, and you would be eaten alive if other people were not so kind to you. Fortunately, people never fail to respond in a positive way to your innocence. There's a dreamy look that the Aquarius Pisces have, and it seems that they have just woken up and do not know where they are. This approach is used in everything, as though existence is carried on in several dimensions. If you see the entire world at once, you get mixed up because you cannot really separate the parts. It is possible a religious path might be for you because you are quite spiritual. Some Aquarius Pisces are even drawn to the monastic life. Furthermore, you may be especially tuned in to the occult and the mysterious. More mainstream people find this quite odd about you. Sri Ramakrishna, the founder of the Vedanta Society, represents a very evolved Aquarius Pisces. Your imagination is strong, and you have a very visual mental framework. Given the right motivation and teaching, you might be an artist or some other creative entrepreneur. However, you must acquire some direction and discipline from others to be successful. Without this, you are a ship with no rudder to guide you to your destination. You are a sponge for the stress or feelings around your environment. That is a strong influence on you. Meditating, reading, or listening to music from time to time is good for you. However, you must be careful that isolation does not take you away from involvement with others. High technology or heavy competition is not suited for you as a career. Involve yourself in a profession where you can use your compassionate and humanitarian feelings, or perhaps think in terms of using your powerful clairvoyant skills. Because of your detached character, people might think that you are uncaring. Aquarian detachment may lead others to believe that you are not very sensitive, but the opposite is actually true. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign Moon Sign. Who relies on the natural currents of God's will attains freedom from all worldly cares and anxieties, and nothing can ever chain them again. Ramakrishna, fellow native of Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Pisces. Your greatest strengths: rich imagination and universal outlook, devout commitment to social causes, friendly, accepting, and understanding nature, ability to work and mix with all types of people. Your greatest weaknesses: tendency to be impractical and evasive, proneness to drift too much and waste energy in daydreams, and to let your idealism turn into gullibility. Images for integration: a scientist sings grand opera. A brilliant inventor takes a sabbatical on a desert island.